Welcome back to the millions of people worldwide tuning in for part three of the Morningscape podcast. NHL Offseason, players movement for fantasy impact really rolls off the tongue. Matt, how are you doing on this wonderful Thursday?
I'm trying. I was saying before the podcast, I was trying to describe the way that you write your thoughts, and I couldn't really do it justice. So I will continue to ponder it. But it is unlike anyone I've ever met in my life. The way that your thoughts turn into the written word, because I think everyone here can admit you talk and you make sense. You talk a lot. You have a lot of thoughts, and they generally come out okay. But like when you write them down, sometimes they just take a hard left, and they're just like I don't know. So I just let it go, and I'm not perfect either. But that was. I'm very glad you mentioned it right off the bat because it allowed me to kill a couple minutes while people joined. Just remarking on how I'm always impressed at what new version of nonsense will transpire that is only minorly aggravating and never actually uh too impossible to come back from.
Yeah,
All right, let's see.
I agree with everything you just said. That was a good ramble. Good ramble. And most of
That's what
my
you got to
job is
do.
just like talking to people about things. But it is funny. I won't get into too many details. I'll let you finish doing what you're doing. But like my old job was a lot of talking to people, but they were like already mad and they would just think that I was wrong no matter what I said. And then my new job is talking to much more important people, and they just always agree with me. And it's so much better to just just like today, I'm like, hey, like this is the rule. This is why you have to do this. So they're like, 100%. Let's do it. Sounds good. And it's just like, yeah, you're the CEO of a company. Like, glad I
Yeah,
perfect. So, thumbs up.
yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, see the comments literally they don't know what I'm talking about because like nobody cares about the thumbnail for a YouTube video that, like I think we have like
Oh,
180 total views on our last stream. Like
okay.
nobody
So
gives a shit.
okay, yeah, but
But like
we could, yeah, I can very clearly tell you what happened is that I never in a million years thought we weren't going to finish all of the teams on the first video. So I just picked the
no,
first two
it's
players
not the
that came to
it's
mind.
not the people. It's the words. It's NHL offseason breakdown. Okay, those are words. And then the four words after it are to project fantasy impact. And it's like, what does that mean? I don't know. It means something. It means we're going to talk about fantasy and we're going to cover the offseason. But like, I can't put a finger as to why it aggravates me. It's just one of those things. It doesn't feel like a
I
human wrote it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love and like I love to make fun of it mainly, but like the common like YouTube trends of these videos, and I don't want to do them, but I the pictures are perfect. But no, but I new one that I love is like stop. Don't do this until you watch my video. And I thought about being like, stop. Do not draft NHL fantasy hockey in July until you've watched all three parts. Just like laughing to myself because those videos are
I,
always like they're like and you're right, the person's like, oh, they have like a knife in their like in their back. They're just
yeah.
like, you cannot do this yet. And it's like nobody cares. Okay. Yeah. We can
All right.
get to
The people are getting restless. What the fuck does this mean? The stoner is just out here, just absolutely sending me for a loop.
that's all good.
But
Do not
like,
I've been got by the way with the last comment.
stop! Do
Listen,
not draft Zach Benson without watching this video. Well, I mean, when Puckluck, when
yeah.
Puckluck does a video or projections, Zach Benson's gonna look much better than he should there. So DJ will be able to hide behind the shield
He's the next
of
Brad
Jay.
Marchand. Have we
Yeah.
not known?
Yeah, pour one out. I don't even know if DJ knows this yet. The 20-second
Mm.
clocks are no more. They reverted back to 30. Uh Underdog made the decision because apparently they were getting complaints for non-NFL sports that people don't know what the hell they're doing, so they need more time on the clock.
Yeah.
Which
Dude,
whatever, it's
fucking
annoying, but
the difference is that people really think they know what they're doing with the NFL and they don't. And in the other sports, they also don't know what they're doing, and they're right. But like,
yeah,
dude, the discourse that I see on Twitter every day about like today was like Jonnu Smith, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, if you're really having this debate right now,
stop. Do not draft NFL best ball without hearing how DJ has solved the code and everyone else is wrong. I'm pointing at my microphone. There we
that's
go.
the picture for
yeah,
the thumbnail. Yeah. If you even think about clicking that button before you watch my video, okay, are you ready with the teams? Let's get through this because people want to draft. I want to draft. I'm ready to put some money on Zach.
We're ready. Oh, we're so ready. We're so back. Yeah, let's do the draft thing, or after we get through these final teams. How about nope, that's just you.
Hi.
Where do you normally put us?
Second to last one. Do you want me to click it? Oh, two more. Oh, it's probably on the bottom. That's where I put
it. Cool. We're all good. Wait, Justin Fields, wasn't it a toe injury, or did that just break 10 minutes ago? Whatever.
Tough questions.
Yeah, because just Jesus Christ. No, we are not drafting immediately. We're talking about the Seattle Kraken. What did they do this offseason? They added Mason Marchment. What are they gonna do? Nothing.
I want to. Yeah, let me go on a rant for 2 seconds here, and then you can tell me I'm stupid. And the thing is that like I want to believe in this Kraken team. I really do, because there's so many pieces I do actually like here, and I genuinely believe like Joey Decord's a league average, if not a little bit better than league average goaltender. But then you really just look at that center depth. I can't get excited about it. I mean, we were never Matt Beniers guys. I think maybe I was a little bit, definitely more than you. Obviously, the Chandler Stevenson situation was very stupid. We do like Shane Wright. I get why you draft him, but like the bull case on the Seattle Kraken still feels like, man, like I don't know. Montour's good, and then what?
Just a second, I will get the latest and greatest ADPs in there. Yeah, it's a war zone in Seattle. They have a new coach, so it's at least theoretically possible that some of the rolling four lines nonsense goes by the wayside.
It's somewhat silly. Why am I blanking? It's why am I blanking on their new coach?
They hired
Botterill and someone that's related to the Granado. No,
they did not hire George Granado.
It's someone that Botterill like had with him at one point, and now I'm like,
well, they fired Bilesma and replaced him with I think the terrible former Flyers coach. He was their original coach. All right, let's just look it up.
Why am I blanking on this? It was like,
I mean, I looked it up. It's very annoying, but you're gonna be so annoyed when I tell you. Al.
Oh, Lane Lambert. It's Lane Lambert. It's Lane Lambert. That's right. Yeah. Honestly, I
Lane Lambert. He had a run with the Islanders where it was like defensible, but
I know. I was gonna say, I feel like there's nothing that makes me inherently pissed off, and I'm sure that's gonna run for 2 weeks. But I don't know. I mean, this team, like on paper, I feel like there are 3 really good third lines. I mean, I love 3 of their third lines, and there's just not anything above that. And there's just a couple of players that are better than average, better than that third line caliber, that, top 6 level. And there's 2 really good defensemen for fantasy purposes. And it's just like, this team is, the uphill battle they have to climb is just too steep. But
congratulations on your University of North Dakota diploma, I assume, because I don't know what other person is a Dave Hackstall defender in the chat. But yeah, like forwards wise, you can make an argument for Jared McCann that it's fine. Again, the minutes upside is certainly there. His fantasy game is certainly there. We just don't know what the deployment's going to be. Like Kakko and Beniers seem like the quote unquote top line. Does that mean 17 minutes a night or 20? Who knows? Because Chandler Stevenson's probably still getting top line minutes as a terrible center. And I have Yanni Newman here. I mean, he was fun as hell down the stretch. He absolutely torched the AHL and the Finnish league before that. So he has the credentials to be a fantasy stud. They used him like that, but that was under, Dan Bylsma. And they did retain Jessica Campbell, who runs their power play. And theoretically, she's at least sharp. They had a really good Coachella team with Bylsma and Campbell. So, like, I don't know. Does that really matter? But I'm at least choosing to believe until training camp. And guess what? I'm just not drafting Seattle Kraken because this team sucks. Want to move on?
That's fine. Yeah, bad for fantasy. Yeah, I mean, I do think that Montour is a little bit undervalued in the market as a whole, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Hey, sometimes when you're right, you're right.
Yeah, the fact that you called that out is impressive. I mean, yeah, really, and the thing about Hackstall is it really does feel like he was a bit of a he brought something to that team that they needed, like you're saying, and it ran out real fast and it got ugly in there. So maybe that's just, I mean, again, it seems like a lot of NHL coaches, they just don't have a long shelf life in an organization. But yeah, let's move on. Let's get to the worst, most fun team in hockey, the Fighting Macklin Celebrities.
I will have maybe 3 or 4% Vince Dunn, and that's it at the moment. But training camp will open up more doors, I think. All right, San Jose, Wenberg. Who cares? We don't need to find him because he's not being drafted. Cool. The only players being drafted are Eklund, Celebrini, Toffoli, and Askarov. I think that's right. There's no reason to take a shot on John Klingberg. He was okay last year in a limited sample. Over the long term, he's okay, but I don't think Seattle's plan is to use him as their power play one quarterback and try to trade him at the dead. Like, I just think this team is in too deep and that they're going to use either Cagnoni or I have Thompson, but they like Shakir Mukhamadullin. One of those guys I think will be the defenseman you're going to want. And guess what? We don't need to take San Jose Sharks, who stink in this format. Will Smith is an interesting breakout candidate, but that's really only if he plays center and Michael Misa makes a team. I'm currently not projecting Misa on the squad, but that's not confirmed one way or the other. So we'll find out. But DJ, any overarching thoughts here?
I mean, that definitely there's a lot of news to come, but even with that news, I feel pretty good about not chasing Michael Misa up the boards if he ends up looking like he's going to make the team. Really, really young. There's a lot of, offensive prowess coming through with him, but on the same token, where does he fit in this lineup exactly? Where is he going to get big minutes? How is he going to get on that top power play? It feels like a lot unresolved. I love the prospect profile for sure. I mean, there's a lot to like I'm saying, but that is just not yet. So regardless, there's a plenty of early season worry with other guys outside of Celebrini. They're players that will be traded. Will they, even keep Tyler Toffoli for the whole season, for example? Could that end up hurting his impact? I think looking at the Sharks, you got to kind of look at the long-term, view on them. A lot of these guys are going to get moved that are ancillary pieces, and the Misas of the world might come in later. But in reality, I'm only very interested in Celebrini. And I'm totally fine still drafting Tyler Toffoli, but I do have hesitation at chasing him up the boards too much because, like I said, he could definitely be a trade candidate. What is his contract? That's actually probably worth noting here.
He signed for 3 more years.
Okay, so that might be tough actually to move. So never mind that part. He's still gonna have a big role. Maybe you could. Yeah, I think he's fine where he is.
If he wants to move, I think they could find a home for him. But I don't see why he'd want to move. In all honesty, I mean. He's got the gig alongside Celebrini. So,
and I love that.
I just don't see Celebrini as the center 8 in all honesty. And part of that's just the whole Bedard versus Celebrini bias that I'm sure exists. But his point rate and his shot rate are good, but they're not like incredible. It's because he played so many minutes that that those numbers are so high, and maybe he just does that again because but I think they're building out more depth, the team's going to get a little bit better, but I don't think it's going to get much better. Like, look at these defensemen. Look at they're going to be their last year's team, I think, unless Askarov goes apeshit for half the season.
The question isn't they're going to be better. They're not going to be good. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's kind of the debate I think everyone's kind of running through right now.
Like,
Like how was good make them better fantasy wise.
I'm
Not
just gonna speak DJ's
yeah, like
language here. Tage Thompson goes later than Celebrini, and he's
yeah,
just straight
right.
up better. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just no question to me that that is like oddly done, I guess.
Yeah.
So hey,
Yeah, but yeah, my point that I was kind of I maybe even just piggyback on your earlier point is like as the Sharks get more depth and more pieces that are NHL quality around Celebrini, it might take away some of his role and it might take away his necessity of shooting as much as he has been. He doesn't feel like a guy that is inherently it's not bad process. I think it's just not priced correctly. Like I think you are projecting where he's going to be, but it's just a
yeah.
little bit too early where he's going. It is really the end of the debate. I think the pieces around him are fine, but I really like Toffoli over Eklund. Eklund just doesn't really want to shoot, and his lows
Yes.
are going to be very low.
For sure. That makes a ton of sense to me. Well, let's keep it moving. I really like Askarov late in
Yep.
drafts. I struggle to see a world where he's not getting playoff weeks. When it really matters, he's not getting the majority of the starts. You might see him kind of rested to begin the season. He splits starts with Nedeljkovic until the Olympic break, for example. But I'm guessing down the stretch, they're really gonna want to see what they have with him, and give him the reps without tiring him out. That's like a month and a half long stretch where I think he'll be playing every night. That's not a back to back. Health considering and whatnot. So I really like Askarov this late. He feels pretty guaranteed for as late as he goes.
There is no reason even to this point to believe he hasn't the same prospect pedigree as Andrei Vasilevsky. I mean, he needs to prove it at the NHL level, of course, but so did Vasilevsky. Like he has that level, I think, in him. It's just, is it ever going to come through on a consistent basis? But yeah, we can move on to Matt's favorite team, the team I have to assume won you the most betting money last year, the St. Louis Blues.
I think it's the only team I won any money on betting wise because freaking Connor Hellebuck won the MVP. Jesus Christ.
Should have been Tage Thompson. I agree.
Yeah.
Zach Benson next year. So yeah, what did the Blues do first and foremost? They added Pia Suter. I don't know. He's okay. He's not really draft relevant. And oh yeah, they traded Bolduc for Logan. Can you say it? I just don't want to say it wrong.
Logan Mailloux.
Mailloux? Is it just my? Yeah, I was gonna
like
say
Caillou.
Is it just that easy?
Yeah.
I think there's two big question marks on this team. Now, number one is, and maybe I'm just old enough to remember this, and not everybody is, but I seem to remember people actively saying Joe Holfer is going to steal the net like last year, and then Jordan Binnington's like, actually, I'm gonna take the net, lead this team to the playoffs, win gold for Canada. Maybe I'll just go back to the Olympics and all of that and more. But I do think that the overcorrection on Binnington is noteworthy. But I thought it'd be bigger. Like 91 is actually probably right. Is really the end of the day just where I'm at. And I really like Joe Holfer, and I think he will steal starts. And I think with the Olympics, that could even factor in more. Like Binnington doesn't get a break, and he will. He might, all this stuff. And still, at the end of the day, goalie 16 is probably about correct for Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, I think Binnington is about as I like Binnington. I think where he goes, there's really I just think we've seen enough at this point that like he's not losing the net outright. Like in the majority of situations, and in reality, every goalie could lose the net outright. I mean, we saw Sorokin, like lose the net entire. Like it just happens, and it'll happen to some guys every year. But I don't think Binnington's any more likely than the guys around him to. My main question for St. Louis coming in is what Jimmy Snuggerud is going to do and how they construct their power play. Because if we remember, when they got red hot last year, Zach Bolduc was basically their top power play finisher. They had the Thomas, Buchnevich. It wasn't Snuggerud until late, but Neighbors on the top unit with Bolduc and Cam Fowler. And then they had a second unit of Holloway, Kyrou, Justin Falk, Braden Shen, and whoever else it would have been at that point. Or Sunkfist, I think it was. And they did that very fastidiously. They had an awesome power play because Zach Bolduc just kept scoring power play goals. They just traded Zach Bolduc. I think they want Robert Thomas to play with their best goal scorer, which I think is Dylan Holloway or Jordan Kyrou. And the power play unit of Thomas, Buchnevich, Holloway, Kyrou with Cam Fowler makes too much sense to me. I think the Justin Falk dream is dead. We tried that last year. It didn't work. He had a very bad year. But Cam Fowler showed up and got a ton of points on the power play. He's still a fantasy zero. I don't think you can draft Cam Fowler because he doesn't offer hits, blocks, or even shots really. But I think that's what they're going to do. Maybe Snuggerud comes in and takes a job, and Holloway and Kyrou are back on the second power play, and that would suck. But I also think Pia Suter is just an upgrade over Braden Shen. So I don't think any of these prices are bad on St. Louis. Thomas is certainly risky, but keep in mind, we did see an uptick in shot rate for Robert Thomas last year. And on a per minute basis, he vastly outperformed the previous 3 seasons of his career. So as an above average player playing top line minutes, I think Robert Thomas makes a ton of sense at, pick 80. I haven't taken him much myself, but I think I'm going to wind up at least at even with the field on Thomas when it's all said and done.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's obviously a lot of chatter around like the Jordan Kyrou being traded and all this stuff. Like, I think all of that's for nothing. Like, I think this is probably the team they're going to roll with. They have one of the best coaches in the NHL. They were brave enough to go out and just get him when he was available to them, and they're going to be just fine again. I forgot to do the odds, but I remember the St. Louis Blues odds to make the playoffs being like, I believe, minus money. And I thought that was kind of funny because last year it was like everyone's favorite pick to be like, this team stinks and they're bad. And early on they were bad. And then they got Montgomery and they were good again. And it just kind of goes to show you sometimes that it can be that simple. But as asked in the chat, does Montgomery hurt any, fantasy impact with them splitting the power plays and all that stuff? I mean, does any of that impact your mind or not really?
Tampa Bay, DJ, I just talked about that for many minutes at a time.
Oh, you did?
Cool. Tampa Bay, Gensel, Point, Kucherov. That we can argue Kucherov versus Pastrnak, but does it really matter? I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, St. Louis is minus 115 to make the playoffs. That's what.
Okay.
In case you're wondering, they are minus money. Anyways,
Tom nailed it. The betting market thought Nashville was going to win the league. Yes, the offseason champions, the Nashville Predators. Who could have seen that coming? Not really me, by the way. It wasn't me who saw it coming because I thought they were good without those guys that they added. And maybe they were, but they certainly were good with them. All right. Anyway.
Tampa Bay.
Gensel is maybe the most questionable here, but like you can't really argue with his underdog production last year. I did find his rates a bit interesting that they weren't really any better than Braden Point. And they go right next to each other in drafts, so whatever. But if you ask me, gun to head, who has a better per minute fantasy like production, including hits and blocks and all that, I would have said Jake Gensel, and that's just not really the case. Still slightly above average. They're going to play 1 million minutes, but it's at least noteworthy that maybe Braden Point's just the guy you want, because guess what? It's very possible that Brandon Hagel slides up to the top line. Versus, I do not think it's a realistic possibility that Cirelli does. The only other players worth mentioning are Victor Hedman and Andrei Vasilevsky. Is there anyone else on this team that you're even curious about drafting in this format, or is it kind of just top power play or nothing for you?
Yeah, top power play or nothing. I have no interest. I think I saw Cirelli go once, and I was like, I mean, he's a good hockey player, but like he's not going to produce in this format. I've been kind of not targeting Victor Hedman. Just feel like eventually that well is going to run a little bit dry, and they've tried other things as far as they're in Radish, etc. But sometimes that's not even to take Victor Hedman off. I just wonder about his like actual impact on the power play. That his propensity to shoot felt very suspect last year at multiple times. It just kind of feels like the high volume is going to start to go away with him more and more. Maybe it's injury related, but I'm not entirely in love with his price. I think the rest I can get behind. Even like you mentioned, like Gensel feels high, but in reality he's getting there. So, if you've already drafted Kucherov, you've kind of tethered yourself to that ADP range, and you're probably drafting one of those guys. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Hedman is entering his age 35 season, so he had a good year last year, but like you say, the age cliff could come. The opportunity, though, I think is like incredibly secure, and having Kucherov on the power play really makes it almost impossible for Hedman to completely fail. So I think I'm okay with Hedman. I've definitely taken him, through my 10, 11 drafts, however many I'm at right now. But yeah, I think we would need to see something from training camp for someone like Oliver Bjorkstrand, who I think we're certainly willing to dive into. But at this point, I think he needs to be guaranteed playing the second line all year. And we saw Paul and Bjorkstrand play together before Bjorkstrand got hurt before their 5-game playoff appearance. So we don't really know what they're going to do. But yeah, I think Connor Geeky kind of blocks Bjorkstrand from like having secondary, last round relevance, because I think Connor Geeky's good and I think they're going to use him this year. Toronto, no more Mitch Marner. That leaves a massive hole on the top line that Nyes, Matthews, who I slotted in Matthias Michelli. It could be Bobby McMahon. They could just say fuck it and go Willie Nylander. I guess they could go Domi. That he doesn't need to play center anymore. So there's lots of options here. But what is very striking to me is that none of them are all that great for Austin Matthews. Mitch Marner is an incredible playmaker. Yes, someone like Domi or Michelli won't shoot much, but they're not going to be nearly as good of a playmaker. So I think the best case scenario is John Tavares just gets put out the pasture and it's Nyes, Matthews, Nylander. But DJ, how realistic do you think that is, given everything that we know about this Toronto Maple Leafs team?
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll do it at times, but it's not going to be the plan A, in my opinion. I think they will try to spread the wealth. It seemed like that was the plan last year, and when it worked, it looked really good. And when it didn't work, well, they went the Nylander with Matthews and Marner. Now there's no Marner. Nyes has definitely taken a huge step in the right direction. He is a great power forward and really not a major shot taker himself as far as volume is concerned, but can certainly mix it in down low. Yeah, I mean, does it hurt Austin Matthews that there's no more Mitchell Marner? Of course, I do think he can create in his own. So it's not the end of the world, but that last wing spot is important. I don't know if it's entirely relevant for drafting, unless if, obviously Nylander is important, but I don't think it changes his trajectory a metric ton. So
yeah,
overall, I think the biggest underdog situation in this entire thing is the Morgan Rielly is probably very undervalued based on kind of what we're seeing here. I just don't see them going back to a 5-forward unit, especially because it feels like Morgan Rielly can naturally slot back in. But yeah, I mean, you just got to hope that last year was a blip in the radar and that he can get back on track, because last year he was a very, very big dud.
Yes, and you look at the 3 years prior to last year, and Morgan Rielly was a positive fantasy producer. So hopefully, like you said, that's just a relic of 1, a down year, 2, OEL's emergence, and 3, the main one, the 5-forward power play that they figured out with Nyes net front, Matthews, Nylander, and Marner along the top, and then Tavares in the slot. It does feel very natural that a defenseman replaces Mitch Marner rather than screwing everything up. So I really like Morgan Rielly. I think he's going to continue to climb the draft boards. So draft him now, draft him later. He's exactly the sort of late defenseman that I want to get my hands on, because I think his floor is relatively safe. 5.5 certainly isn't going to cut it in terms of underdog points per game. But I find it really hard to imagine he'd be worse than last year. And I do think there's actual legitimate fantasy upside here for Rielly. The last guy worth mentioning is Bobby McMahon. He should have a top 6 job, and he averaged 6 underdog points a game last season without it. He had it for didn't have it for other parts. So I don't know. It might be a little too cute at this exact moment. But if you're really buying on Toronto this year, I think there's a possibility Bobby McMahon could score, 25, 30 goals. and be useful come the playoff weeks as like a separator piece, especially if you're a John Tavares guy. Because I don't think McMahon will play alongside Matthews, but not ruling it out for sure. There's no one else that's not currently drafted that I have any interest in. So let's keep going. Utah. JJ Paterka. Great. I got to figure out what he's called on Underdog. John Jacob.
That's his name.
No, Jason John.
Jason John. John Jacob Jingleheimer, Jason Paterka. So yeah, Utah. Everyone's favorite team now. Yeah. We're all Mammoth fans.
There we go.
Right? Is it just that simple?
The Utah Hockey Club. Mammoth is a stupid fucking name, and I will take that to my grave.
Oh, right. Fine. Take it to your grave. Have fun at your grave with all the people that hate fun. I think Mammoth is fine. Anyways, so
Mammoths. Cooley, it is a plural. It is a fucking plural. What is mammoth? One mammoth. Two mammoths.
I didn't do
that's why it's stupid. It's Utah Hockey Club.
Okay, fine. Utah. So Keller, Cooley, Schmaltz, Paterka, Hayton, Gunther. I am still very of the mindset that Nick Schmaltz is going to be the one to get put out to pasture. As a term, I'm going to steal from you from, I believe, the one of the last two teams, and that Paterka is going to take the top power play role. Although I understand you're going to immediately say this doesn't fit what he will do and blah blah. But like, they went out and got him. They signed him to an $8 million contract. They want him on the top power play. So I think they can make it work around him. But Matt, no. Say your piece. Go.
I think that is the softest power play one known to mankind. If you're saying two of Keller, Cooley, and Paterka have to play down the middle, like I think it's more likely Barrett Hayton's on the top power play than JJ Paterka. Like, they just don't need another perimeter guy. They have Gunther, they have Keller, they have Cooley, they have Sergachev. Like, they can't have four guys playing the perimeter. You're already dealing at a loss. I don't know. This feels to me like the people saying Patrick Laine wasn't going to matter. Like, you need to understand that like he's going to have an impact on what you can do because of the role and the talent. Like, the skill sets matter, I think, is what I'm going for here. And I just don't see a home for Paterka on that top power play unit. However, I don't think you need it to get him to 138 ADP. His stats are going to be inflated by having that role in Buffalo, but I would not be shocked if Hayton, Gunther, Paterka was like a legitimate top 5 line in the league this season, because they're like really good. Again, I'm a Barrett Hayton guy through and through. But Gunther is obviously a beast. He will continue to improve. His playmaking chops, I think, are only getting, kind of fully fleshed out. And we know Paterka can score on the rush. And, good God, like, this team is perfectly suited for what Paterka does, even if without the top power play billing. It's a really
good team. I don't know if there's anyone in particular that I think is completely mispriced. I guess you could try to make an argument against Keller if you really wanted to, just because of wanting to. But like, even he was incredibly good, and I just don't even know. I don't know. I really can't.
Yeah, just
put a hand out there and say there's one guy that I want to FUD here. Like, I'm down with any of them.
Yeah, like it's certainly gonna bite me when just randomness hits. But if you're taking Keller ahead of Dylan Gunther, I'm not sure you understand the point of fantasy. But whatever. It's fine. Keller's obviously very, very good.
This is connecting Tippett all over again, except Gunther's actually cemented in his role and not going to lose it. So you're probably going to be right on this one, because there's not an idiot coach here, at least to my knowledge. That's just going to absolutely destroy you for no good reason. So yeah, I think I'm fine with this. And Schmaltz draftable just came in. I think the answer is no, just because I really think he's going to lose his role. But that's my opinion. If he keeps that role in that top power play, obviously he's draftable. But it depends on which side of that you're going to sit on. Because, I mean, is he literally draftable? Sure. I don't know if I will be drafting him myself.
DJ confirms Nick Schmaltz is in the player pool.
He is in the player pool. Yes.
Yeah. If you find yourself with like 10% Clayton Keller and you have 0% Nick Schmaltz, I think that's a problem. I don't think I'll find myself in that situation, so maybe I'll have like one Nick Schmaltz share. But yeah, I think you're catching enough upside with Cooley and Keller that you don't need to add on the Schmaltz piece. But if you're really scrambling late, I guess you could make an argument for him. It's just you're gonna need you're gonna need something like 8 points in 3 games, I think, for him to
as the
win you money.
As the noted Vince Dunn drafter, do you have any interest in Sean Deersey? Like, assuming, like you're saying, that this team can really roll 2 lines to production, like, does Jersey get involved in I mean, like, he just feels like he could score enough to be defenseman, whatever you're trying to think of, to put him
I would need to look more into last year. Obviously, he missed a huge chunk of last year with the shoulder injury, and shoulder injuries you don't fuck with, and they certainly could lead to these results. But being this far below like the rate average and not having a path to the top power play outside of injury really makes it difficult for me. Like, I'd rather take Colton Parayko, just thinking of the St. Louis Blues. Like, Jersey's, I think, theoretically a higher upside bet, but like, how many times does that actually hit versus Parayko just playing 28 minutes a night and, being a fantasy accumulator, if not a point getter. So you're going to need to see a huge improvement even on the 3 seasons prior to Utah for Sean Durzi. Could he do it? Sure. I don't think I'm banking on that. So I guess the answer is no. But Vedrelka, I really like him. 117. We talked about Connor Ingram last show for some reason, being out or potentially returning to the team for training camp, but like it seems like it's Vejmelka's net to lose. So yeah, the veggie train rolls on. The Vancouver Canucks, brand new coach, DJ. Name that coach. Oh, that's so funny. Fuck
Adam
you,
Foote.
Elias Pettersson. It is Adam Foote. It's the wrong Elias Pettersson coming in here.
Yes.
And
while you're fixing that, I will also mention it's minus 125 on Utah to make the playoffs and plus 105 for Vancouver to make the playoffs. While we're all looking at numbers, math, and gambling just for fun, and you're fixing the Vancouver Canucks. So what is the bull case on the Vancouver Canucks? What are those plus 105 people clicking the button for? Well, obviously Quinn Hughes being the full 82 game Quinn Hughes that produces a unbelievable amount of points and gets everything done and actually hits that defenseman 3 or defenseman 4 that he's currently is he even 3? No, I think it's
there you go.
4?
He's defenseman 3.
He is 3. Okay, I had 2 ahead of him, and I'm like, there's no way that it's just. But the answer to this riddle is this team is probably not incredibly good, and the only way it actually gets to where it needs to get to is if Elias Pettersson is back to the Elias Pettersson we knew and love. We were really high on. Actually, I was really high on him last year, saying that he could absolutely bounce back and be an incredibly valuable fantasy asset, which didn't come through. Right. So it better happen now, because if it doesn't, this team is just, I don't know how they produce enough fantasy to be draftable where they're going. Like who is getting there? It's kind of the problem I'm running into along with Quinn Hughes. And if you draft Quinn Hughes, it feels like you have to say people are getting there.
I mean, Quinn Hughes got there without anyone else getting there last year. So, well, I guess Kiefer Sherwood got there last year, but I don't know if that was related to Quinn Hughes. So I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily think that, but I also probably am not rebuying on Quinn Hughes at this price. It's just, that's where J-Rob and Caulfield go. And I'm just, I'm just consuming as much of them as humanly possible at this point in drafting. So I'm just, I'm not getting the Quinn Hughes in all honesty.
Okay, Hannibal. I mean, honestly, I just feel like I look at this entire roster and I just go, yeah. And I feel bad.
Yeah,
I want to get behind this. I want to be behind this team. I want to be behind Quinn Hughes. I want to get back on the Elias Pettersson bandwagon.
I think Evander Kane is like eminently draftable.
Yeah.
I really struggle to see a world where if he stays healthy, which I guess is an if, he's a worse performer than Kiefer Sherwood, who literally gets drafted like a lot now. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not every single draft, but it's most drafts. Kiefer Sherwood is getting drafted, which he was
like,
awesome
what,
last year.
third
He
or
hits
fourth?
everybody, but like,
Yeah.
it's nuts.
I mean, it's the Tanner Jeannot effect from a couple years ago when people were drafting Tanner Jeannot.
Yeah,
Because like he hits
yeah.
everybody, and but like if you're
well,
really bad, you don't stay in the lineup. It's a problem.
yeah.
But
What did
I think
Sherwood shoot last year, shooting percentage wise? Because like Jeannot scored 20 goals that year, and hit
you're asking,
everybody, which makes sense. So, Jesus
do
Christ,
you
believe it or
have it
not,
or do you?
believe it or not, looking up Sherwood shooting gives me a bunch of murder charges.
I was thinking hockey sticks. Weren't there Sherwood? And that was a brand.
Yeah,
Losing my
that is
mind.
also true. That is also true. My God, I'm terrible at Google.
Kiefer's a fun name. Never really
It
thought
is.
about
It is a fun
the
name.
fact that his name is
I bet the stoner loves that. Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, if Stoner DJ doesn't love Kiefer Sherwood, if he's not the one climbing that number, that 179 up the
Yeah.
boards, then I don't know him.
He is a career 10% shooter. He shot 13.5% last year, which isn't as crazy of a glow up as you might
He was shooting. There was times where
expected.
I was like, man, this guy shoots the puck, huh?
Yeah, and he scored 19 goals last year, for reference.
It's not, yeah, he's not undraftable. There's no argument that you can click the button. It just feels like a button that you're clicking, and you should just kind of plug your nose and click it if you're clicking it. And honestly, I think Evander Kane's about the same thing. Like when healthy, he hits quite a bit. He shoots a lot.
Yeah.
He just has a better role and likely more power. But I mean, just almost
Let's
definitely
see.
more power per usage. So
Here is a fun game. That year in Nashville, Tanner Jeannot scored 24 goals in 81 games, shooting 19% with 318 hits.
yeah,
The next season, he played 76 games. He scored 6 goals, had 18 points after 41 the prior season, and he shot 6%. So
yeah.
he had
It's
290 hits though. So hey, that might be too good a comp.
it's actually eerily too good of a comp.
Let's see.
Yeah.
How many hits? Guess how many hits Jeannot had last year?
I mean, how many games did he play?
Hold on.
I'm guessing it was like 60.
He played 78 games.
221.
Oh, honey. Let's
Way
see.
high?
No, way low. Let's see.
Way low?
Yeah. I was looking at Hockey DB, which doesn't have hits.
I thought he
all right.
played way less minutes, so I went down.
In 70 games, he had. Oh no, actually, here. Oh, no, yeah, okay, here we go. 462 hits. So yeah, if he does that again, he doesn't need to score. But man, yeah, he hit a lot of people last year, and I don't know how
you said Sherwood. You said Tanner Jeannot last year. Okay, you asked me how many hits Tanner Jeannot had last year.
Okay.
And then I was very confused. I'm like, there's no way he played that many games. And then, okay, so I am stupid because I would have went way higher if you. Okay, yes, we are.
Well,
we
no,
are.
Did
I lose my mind?
I don't know. Probably not.
Unless if I just heard you wrong, which makes no sense. I mean, I'm pretty stupid. Okay, we've talked about Kiefer Sherwood for long enough. We could probably keep moving.
All right, do not draft him. Like you just don't. It's not
you don't
fun.
have to.
Like
you
it's
can,
not fun
but
to chase last year's stats. All right, Jesus Christ, Mitch Marner. Trust me when I say Mitch Marner goes in the mid-second round. Jack Eichel goes at the end of the first round. Is this dynamic duo enough to make you think? Is this the year that drafting a center in his wing at the back end of the first round pays off? 2 years ago, it was Barkov and Kachuk. It did not pay off. Last year, it was Stützle and Kachuk, the other Kachuk. That did not pay off. Is this the year that it finally pays off to take the stud center who's finally in the top of the of the drafting with his stud wing. Is this the year it pays off, or are we going to be waiting another year for next year's version of this when it's Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt or whatever the fuck?
Sorry, I was responding in chat. I could have just talked out loud because it's my podcast, but I was typing anyways. So
Do you just get into flame wars in the chat?
I mean, the chat got insane over the last 1 minute and 25 seconds. Now, what is going on with the Vegas Golden Knights? Yeah, they got Mitchell Marner, as we all were aware they were going to do, because they just get the free agent and everyone says, wow, look at them getting the guy again. What do you know? Like I said last show, I really like Jack Eichel and where he's going, and I'm definitely interested in the price. I also continue to try to get more Hurdle and Dorofeyev, and it seems like every time I can't complete the both of them. It just somebody is too wise to my antics. It just doesn't let me quite get there. I've also been drafting a lot of Shea Theodore. He's continued to climb quite a bit. I think people have realized, wait, that's got to be the power play one guy, and there's no Pietrangelo, and he's going to be healthy. So he could be one of the best defensemen in the NHL. Cool. Great. So, yeah, I'm in on this team. I continue to draft them. They continue to climb. I think most people are very similarly interested. If anything, last year, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall their power play being all that good. They tried to get Dorofeyev to score, and when that didn't work, it kind of felt like it was a bit stale. Mitchell Marner should be a big improvement.
I do not remember the team stats offhand, but let me just I can check that live for you right now to see how they'd fared on goals per 60.
Yeah, I just maybe I feel like I remember hearing that somewhere, that like
they were number 2 in the league in goals per 60. Behind only the Winnipeg Jets. Yeah, on the power play.
I am wrong with what I heard. Or I probably just didn't hear it. But the point still stands that their power play could be better. Technically.
Their power play technically could be better. You're right.
Removing Noah Hannafin and like whoever the hell else they wanted to put in there that isn't Mitchell Marner around the other, 3 guys and putting, Theodore plus Marner is just, it feels right. Well, I guess it was probably Mark Stone. He's not really that bad, but
yeah, and yeah, the Dorofeyev thing is a little bit interesting because yes, people are much like me getting frothy about Dorofeyev, and I think the fit works. The righty or the lefty shot on the right flank, very Max Pacioretty-esque for the Vegas Golden Knights. However, Mark Stone does exist. He's not hurt going into this year that we know of, and it's also very hard for me to conceive of a world where they don't have their captain on the top power play, which would mean Mitch Marner is playing his strong side, like he did sometimes in Toronto, and Dorofeyev's not even on the top power play. So it's a little bit dicey as to like this Dorofeyev's team, because guess what? When you're looking at wing 40, you're talking about guys who really should have almost a firm grasp on power play one. And I'm not sure Dorofeyev has that. I think he's deserved it, but this is the Vegas Golden Knights. Do we trust them to not shiv anyone and everyone in the back when they have one bad week? I don't know. And does he even start there? I also don't know. So I feel much more confident in the Theodore's team. He was in like the 150s. He's up to 125 now. Obviously, Eichel, Marner, we didn't really touch on it, but I'm also buying both of them. And Tomas Hurdle is also, I think, a smash, regardless of whether he gets Mark Stone or Barbashev on his line or Mitch Marner. I mean, that would be a giga smash, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, I really like Vegas for fantasy. There's maybe William Karlsson, but I don't think that's necessary. There's no other defenseman, though, that I would be taking. The Noah Hannafin experiment is officially over. I am so sorry to everyone I told last year to draft him. I think he actually might have bailed some people out in the playoff weeks, but we move on to the Winnipeg Jets. DJ, what are your thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets now that they finally freed Nick Ehlers to go home to Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like they were going to make a splash at some point. Jonathan Toews is a player that's going to be on the team that might be somewhat exciting. Of course, not really fantasy relevant. I can't really see how he gets there. But yeah, they didn't really end up doing anything of major value. I still think this is a good team that, I was very, very, very high on last year. The Kyle Connor Scheifele pairing, I got as much as possible. Velarde flew up the board and is probably going in the right spot now. And Cole Perfetti came on in the playoffs and looked useful enough, but worry some with the shot volume. But I guess the big part of all of this is, even though I do like the team, I really think there's just, the core four guys here and Connor, Scheifele, Velarde, and Morrissey that are ultra interesting. I understand Neil Pionk just finds a way to get points. It seems like he just is always the guy with the secondary assist. And when that happens long enough, you just got to, at some point, tip your cap and say, well, I guess it's because he's just good at hockey, right? Like, he's not going to take the top power play role, but he is useful enough. So I guess you're able to draft him. Also, do we want to join the next lobby? We're only waiting for 3. They're already
sure.
2 more. Okay, let's. All right. I joined. Says we're waiting for 1. Okay, so the next draft's going to start. But yeah, I don't really have a ton of extra to say on Winnipeg other than, like, top line's great. Morrissey's good. Hellebuck is the best goalie in the world. Oh,
yeah.
101.
Where's Lowry? Adam Lowry's going to miss the first probably half of the season. He had some sort of surgery that's going to keep him out through December, the last I read. So that is where Adam Lowry is. Not a big deal, obviously, for fantasy, because none of their other centers beyond Scheifele are relevant. I do think Kyle Connor is a little disrespected by going at 15. I feel like after the year he had last year, being ahead of Brady Tkachuk would be in order. Let me just sanity check that. I guess Brady Tkachuk was slightly better on a per game basis, so what do I know? But yeah, Connor plays a ton, he scores a ton, and that power play, I don't think it's substantially worse without Ehlers. I think Perfetti will do. I think he'll do the majority of what Ehlers does without taking up the shot share that Kyle Connor needs for fantasy scoring purposes. So looks like I got the 2 right after you at the 1. Okay, cool.
I really hate this because I want to get some McKinnon and McDavid, and I worry that I should just take McKinnon 1 for now because I don't want to have 0 if I only take McDavid.
Is the flat exposures guy gonna Galbrain it?
I'm going to take McKinnon this time.
Okay, he's not.
I'm gonna take this time and try to keep the flat exposures going.
Believe it or not, I took McDavid at 2. All right, final team, Washington. Look at Mr. Alex Ovechkin, 10.5 fantasy points per game last year, going at pick 32 because guess what? He's not chasing the goal scoring record anymore. DJ, does this matter to you? Are you officially, quote unquote, scared of Alex Ovechkin in his age at 40 season?
Like a little bit, but I'm also a very, very soft person, I guess, because I haven't clicked the button yet. I think it's not because of a complete lack of willpower to do it. The stars have not aligned. They have not aligned for me to click the button yet. I don't know. I mean, are you thinking this is a good spot for him, or do you think it's a little early?
What I can say is that if you are not an Alex Ovechkin, bro, you should be firing the crap out of McMichael, Dubois, and Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson is unbelievably underpriced for the role that he has alongside Dubois and McMichael, who are like legitimately good. If there's even a world of possibility where Tom Wilson, where Ovi's not stealing 35% of the shots and probably 35% of the goals, if not more, on their power play, I think Tom Wilson's going to be the benefactor. I also think Jake Chychrun is super live to just straight up replace John Carlson as the number 1 defenseman here. And I don't think that's currently priced into his EDP because he's awesome even without the role, as we saw from last year, where, yes, he did play some power play one time. But like the dude just rocks for a defenseman for fantasy, and he goes at D21 in the very, the mid hundreds. Like that's just, it's basically free in my opinion. So I take a lot of Tom Wilson and Jake Chychrun, and yes, DJ, the Sabres should have traded for Tom Wilson 3 years ago, whenever the hell you were like, they should trade 11 draft picks for Tom Wilson.
I didn't say 11 draft
coming
picks.
off a torn
Well,
ACL.
there was that time where it was like they might trade him, they might not re-sign him, and then like their owner was like, that was never ever going to happen. We were never letting him go. We gave him all the money, and I was like, all right, I guess I wouldn't have given him that contract. And then they said, you fucking wouldn't, you fucking loser. And I'm like,
thoughts on Ryan Leonard for fantasy this year? I mean, he's maybe the number one fantasy prospect to come into the league.
Yeah.
For me, I struggle to see the role for him with the way Protas and McMichael fared last year in the top 6. But that's like certainly a guy that if you want to get fancy, could have mega upside, especially in a world where, Ovi's playing half a year or whatever the hell you think is going to happen to the fantasy god himself.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously that Ovechkin's fine. I'm not saying you fade him. I'm just saying I think it might be a tad early. I don't think that makes Ryan Leonard instantly a top 6 player next year, but I do think that his profile is, elite for fantasy, and I do think that he is getting very good at the hockey and going to continue to progress at the NHL level. So I understand why you click the button. It just feels like in this format, you don't need to. Like there's just enough players that are just going to project at a much, Zach Benson, for example. I mean, there's guys that just project better that are really hard not to click on over Ryan Leonard. Right.
Agree.
So yeah, this draft has been pretty standard, other than the GA Minnesota not biased taking Kaprizov 3rd overall. Very, not biased for him to do. Everything else is, I haven't seen anything that really stood out. I mean, Hellebuck going 11, I think he's like 14. No, it's not like it's that crazy. Securing the first goalie. Sure, I haven't really noticed anything else of that, substantially weird. We are almost to the turn. Any thoughts so far?
Nope. I mean, I guess shout out to I doubt Paul's watching this, but in a fantasy league we're in, we have a Twitter group chat. And he ran his projections today, and guess what it showed? It showed that the number one player in fantasy this year was Mr. Kirill Kaprizov, and he's not a Wild fan, so I don't know. I feel like he was doing basic linear, modeling where, Kaprizov was awesome for 40 games, got hurt, and then didn't really play much down this regular season. So, like, would he probably have come back down to earth? I think so. But yeah, certainly an interesting case with Kaprizov there, given how good he was last year, and given the options around him, who of course are all superstars as well.
I really don't like this. I really, really don't.
Yeah, you took Nate McKinnon. That's why your team stinks.
You know what? Screw it. You only live once. If this is the all homers draft, let's make it the all homers draft. Oh,
right, I mean, I'm not gonna take Alex Ovechkin then if we're not just going full on.
So yeah, I haven't taken any Werenski yet, and I really didn't want to do it here. I really wanted Boldy or Robertson, but didn't happen. Decided screw it. He's a 21 ADP right now. He's generally going around that range, and I mean last year he was he better than Makar? I think maybe not on a per game basis, but on the season I'm pretty sure he outscored him. I don't know. I mean I might as well get a share here or there to make myself feel good.
Take a quick look.
Yeah.
Colorado, Makar, 10.34, 1.4, and Werenski, 10.0, 1.29. So yeah, Werenski was slightly behind Makar, no matter how you slice it. But
okay, either way, okay.
But I guess if you're talking about full season points, if you multiply times game played, sure, that might be right.
Yeah, I think that was what I read, I saw or like looked into. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, it's like how far off is it? It's probably enough, but is it so far off that you can't, consider? I'm more of I'm lower on taking defense early type of person. And I think that the opportunity cost is too big, but I'm going to do it here. I'm going to kind of, every draft I've done so far, I've really continued to hammer the wing position early. Like I've always kind of been tethered to. So getting away from it here, going, Makar, Tage, Werenski for the start. We'll see what it turns into for me. Maybe probably a 3-center team.
What up, Diego? Thanks for hanging. Yeah, DJ's getting married in a few weeks here, so I guess a couple weeks now.
Couple weeks.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
holy shit.
it's good
Is it
times.
2 weeks from tomorrow?
Yep.
Wow. Time sure flies when you're planning a wedding every night.
Let's see. What a legend on the clock. He has 2 centers in the bag. All right, he grabs just for Brad to go Jack Hughes.
Is it still a Brad Summer? Remember that? I'll go to that.
I do remember. Wookie, if Kirill signs before the season, I drop him lower. Ooh, the contract year narrative. An interesting one there. GA taking all current or former Wild players or Minnesota natives. So I think that's just his normal strategy. So
Yeah,
good luck to you,
nothing
GA.
new. Yeah.
And
JC
DJ,
Middlestead next round. Yep.
how far would you go in the draft without taking a goalie? What round are you saying? That's it. I'm scrolling down, picking the first blue name I see.
I mean, it happened last draft that I did when we did it on stream with my second goalie, where I felt like I was so far behind that I scrolled the F down and took I can't even remember who I took now, honestly. I would say the rule of thumb is to have 2 by pick 100. And I don't know if you have to be entirely dependent on the first one, as long as you probably have 2 by pick 100 that you feel good about. Like, there's enough variance in that I think there's a justifiable way to say that I'm getting enough starts from 2 goalies before pick 100 that any of them could conceivably pop off. Yeah, I don't know if you have to tether. I would say 2 by pick 100 is probably just the rule I'm going to live by.
Yep. Vibes only. If I don't have a goalie by the time Jeremy Swayman's off the board, I think I'm pretty cooked. That is sort of the rule of thumb that I'm operating under. I mean, the people just want me to take Connor Bedard on stream, so I will happily click Mr. Connor Bedard and hope that this is the year he becomes the superstar we were promised. The guy has some of the most insane shot rates in the WHL that we've ever seen, and his first 2 years in the NHL have not been that. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna push goalie for the first time a little bit though. Just grab Marchenko to go with Werenski and Seth Jarvis because I love Seth Jarvis, and it's him or Michkov. I'll let you have Michkov.
I will.
I just have so much Sorokin right now that it's actually getting not. I mean, again, I've only done 7 drafts or 8 drafts or whatever, so I'm not losing sleep over it yet. But I do kind of just want to maybe get myself in a different scenario on the next turn and see what gets back to me.
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you. Yes.
DJ's marriage is getting not enough hate in the chat.
Not enough hate. Not enough.
I believe
hate.
someone. Yep. Let's see. Someone in MSP chat earlier. Let's see.
Everywhere I look, there's just stuff for the wedding. I'm like, what is this? And she's like, oh, there's gonna be candles for the table. I'm like, oh, cool, great. There's just wedding stuff everywhere.
Yeah. Bates stepped up when Paul posted this little meme for
this is all just wedding shit over there. Just all wedding shit. The whole
hold on. Show it again.
Oh,
we were watching your mini screen.
All wedding stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of messed up. But the entire dining room is just wedding stuff. It's fantastic.
Right. And then Bates came in and said, "This is the worst way to find out Moods and DJ aren't together." So, but that's the sort of energy we're looking to see here. All right, let's get back.
You'll never guess who my best man is. You'll never guess.
It's Zach Benson.
It's Zach Benson. He's coming, baby. Can't wait. He's not old enough to drink though, so I'll have to drink for him. No, we've done a lot of planning. I dropped another $100 on more wedding stuff today. Every day, it's another $100. Another swipe of the card. But it's my favorite thing to just kind of throw my card at my fiance because she'll be like, oh, this. And I'll just kind of be like, here, take it. And that's fun. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Also near me right now is my, when I broke 90 for the first time on the golf course, not 80, 90. I have the scorecard over here still. If anyone wants to look at it with me, when I shot 88, I'm going there. I'm going to the same course tomorrow. So I'll have to try to shoot 88 again.
That scorecard's going on top of the wedding cake, I think.
It should. What is funny is I'm like, do you want to frame that? Like, you could. And I was like, I feel like that's taking it too far. Like, it's an 88. Like, it's pretty bad.
I mean, This is the only thing I have framed in my basement here.
Ovechkin.
Ovi of the cup.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty good.
that's the only
Makes
thing that
sense.
actually made me feel anything in my life.
I have some autographed hockey pucks around me. Once Colin Miller autographs, I got a random Sabres autographed puck with like one of the things I ordered, and it was Colin Miller. Thought that was funny. Derek Roy, Max Finnegan off over there. I got a few autographs around me. Remember when the Sabres had good players? I don't.
I don't know. It was a lifetime ago.
Yeah. Next year's the year. I can't wait. I am mad about the Connor Clifton quote. That actually made me angry. I don't know why it made me so angry. It's like, dude, you sucked. You can't shit on the organization on your way out. You were bad.
What the hell did he say? I have no idea what he said.
Hold on. I shall read. When am I up? You picks. Okay, no. Stop taking goalies. You guys are okay. Anyways. He said, I wasn't too happy with it. I think I was all over the place. I wouldn't even say last year, really the past 2 years. Wait, hold on. This is cool. I wouldn't even say last year, really the past 2 years. My game, it's kind of been at a standstill. There's been a lot of mental battles along the way. Where are we? Okay, so I got a few more picks.
Yep.
There was a couple of healthy scratches 2 years ago, too. My whole time in Buffalo, I kind of felt like I lost myself. The change of scenery, this is like later in the quote, I guess. I got that call that I was going to be a Pittsburgh Penguin. I was really excited for the change. I want to get back to my old self and all the impact of the game I used to have, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, dude, you just sucked. Like, they got you to be a penalty killer, to bring toughness, and you didn't do fucking any of it. So, like, you can't just sit there and be like, I lost my love for the game like fucking O'Reilly. It's like, dude, you were bad. So, unfortunately, they shipped you out. Yep, that why
No Olmark for you.
Fucking think. All right. Well,
let's get rid of you.
I know what one of these picks is going to be.
Is it a goalie?
It is a goalie.
Wow.
The second pick, on the other hand, I'm going to debate. So I'm going to take some time here. Man. I'm not taking Jake Sanderson, that's for sure. So I have two centers, Seth Jarvis and Aho, though. Do I just close center out and then just take 7 wings? Do I take Tuck to go with Tage, even though that correlation is a little bit weird? I think these are the two debates. And what did I say before we started? It's the all homers draft, baby. Tuck, 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 Tuck. Sabres are back.
I'll take some Jake Sanderson. I feel like it's a good time to add a goalie or a defenseman. And
he drafts best ball, Jake Sanderson. I've seen him.
Yeah, I'll get him. I'll get him on the. I'll get him on the stream when you're.
Him and Josh Norris are always drafting best ball.
Yes. Indeed, they are. All right, this is the board. My team at the moment is McDavid, Bedard at center, J-Rob, Ovi, Michkov at wing, Olmark and Sanderson as a goalie and defenseman. DJ has McKinnon and Tage. He has Werenski on defense. He has Marchenko, Jarvis, Tuck, and then he has Aiden Hill as his goalie so far.
Yep.
I
mean, I would have gone Olmark over Hill, but like, honestly, I feel like that distinction isn't that far off between the two. Like, how many more starts do you think Olmark would be projected to get over Aiden Hill? Who the heck is the backup in Vegas again? Why am I blanking?
Should be Akira Schmid.
Yeah,
I don't think Samsonov signed anywhere, but
I don't think so either. Yeah, blast from the past, baby. I don't think we're probably going to draft on stream, although this is going pretty fast. We probably could.
Is it? It's been fucking. Feels like it's been 30 minutes since we started this draft.
I don't know.
Let's see. Actually, we know because Kaprizov went 3 at 9:53. So about 15 minutes ago. Should be about a 30-minute draft. I did not see the chat on the McDavid start. Yeah, I have a lot of Connor McDavid right now. It's very fun.
Boss. Yep. Well, I mean, the good news is that he's going to make things right and come home to Buffalo. Should have been the case. So that's right. We're going to be but everything's fine.
Famously a childhood Buffalo Sabres fan.
Well, yeah, that's what I was always saying too.
Yeah.
He grew up in Buffalo, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
Erie is pretty close to Buffalo, and he didn't grow up there, but he lived there for a while. So
Yes, the Canadian born and raised in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Erie, Pennsylvania. That's what I was gonna say next. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's probably, the more I think about it, he's probably not going to go to Buffalo if he leaves Edmonton to win a cup.
Well,
now that I really think about it, I don't know if he's going to do that.
After the Sabres win the cup this year, though, I think it will look a lot better.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't consider that they might win the cup this year. They haven't lost it yet.
Yeah. All right.
So think about that for a second. Didn't you tell me that someone took Swayman like 12th overall because he's so much further up the draft board than he was last time we streamed? I feel like someone said that somewhere. Like they're like, "Oh, Swayman went like 12th overall in this draft," and I was like, "Huh?"
Doesn't ring a bell, but
is Matthew Nyes? I mean, I think he was going early, but this feels
a little rude. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been drafting him, but okay. See, well, yeah, that was me on auto draft. So okay, like I said, there goes Nyes.
Wait.
And there goes Swayman. God, and there goes Dostal. Matt, that leaves you on the board.
Stolars, Demko,
Yep.
Decord. All right, I will go. Just keep stacking. Batherson and Tom Wilson.
Well, I have bad news for you because I'm in between you, and I was planning on taking Tom Wilson. So
that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. So I'm going to grab Tom Wilson to load up more on wing. It sucks because I really, really kind of want to click on the Morrissey, but I already took Werenski. I feel like I don't need to do that.
What is he gonna do?
I'll believe. I'll believe in Stolars. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to get out there and believe in Anthony Stolars. That's gonna be me.
Okay.
Like there was a time last year where Stolars was so good that people were like, should he make? Was it? Is he USA born? I feel like they were like, should he make it over Swayman, the USA team?
Yeah,
I'm like,
I think so. Yeah, I will take Joey Decord then. Just continue the run on goalies here.
I just was talking about having two goalies before pick 100, or you're probably in rough shape. So I felt like it was a bad time not to do it.
All right, chat. Stewie
does it. There goes Veggie. Yeah, goalies. The goalie movement is upon us. I mean, I am very fine with my team right now. Hill and Stolars feels a little thin, but like I could conceivably take 4 goalies at this rate. Like I don't need to go 4 centers. Marchenko, Jarvis, Tuck, and Wilson. I don't hate that core. Definitely think I'm going to grab a piece around Wilson. I don't know who yet. I like this build I have going here. I'm not going to cry about it yet.
Let's
maybe
see.
Later.
Canuckle has 0 Canucks. It looks like we have people fighting tooth and nail over the Canucks in this lobby.
It's the all homers draft.
Obviously, Quinn and Petey. Yeah, those are the only Canucks.
I don't mean Homer Simpson yet.
Yes, of course.
Who would Homer Simpson draft? Is there anyone with a name
definitely a big Ovi guy.
Yeah. Like Holloway.
I mean, he would have been a Phil Kessel guy, but
well, yeah. I mean, obviously, like someone's got to have a name that makes you think about like beer or donuts.
Not like Nathan McKinnon.
No, or Cale Makar. Jesus.
Yeah, just the entirety of Colorado. It's just
he is avoiding Colorado. Mort cider, he might think of like apple cider. I feel like he would drink a hard cider or something.
Cider donuts.
And apple cider donuts. There we go. There we got a donut. Check. Okay. We can stop this. Unless if anyone in the chat has any other ideas for us here of who would Homer Simpson draft in the all homers draft for today's stream. Oops, all homers. Because yeah, this is what it's all about. Drafting best puck on July 24th.
Drafting
Only
Spencer Knight at pick 109 because you're in the sweatiest lobby known to man, and you know that goalies aren't making it back to you at 132. That is the game right
folds.
there.
That is the way this is gonna have to go today. And there goes Stuart Skinner 111. And there goes John Gibson 112. The people are panicked. Does anyone not have a goalie yet? I feel like everybody's drafting goalie. No, okay. Some people have closed goalie entirely. Well, they've taken 3, I guess. The theory they could take as many as they want. No one's going to stop them. Remember that one guy that was auto drafting like 4 goalies off the rip every single time?
I do, but I don't remember what his name was.
No idea. I'm guessing he lost all his money, so he never came back. I just remember it was like every single draft. It was just like, all right, if you want a goalie, you better get going. All right. Well, I did not get Valerie back to me, which is a sad state of affairs. God,
Yeah.
This is
It's all right. You have a lightly used Gabe Landeskog available to you.
lightly used Gabe Landeskog. No issues, no red flags, no problems. God, I mean, there's a piece of me that thinks about clicking Adam Ventilli. Just saying, bucket dog. He does things.
Now I think goalie's cooked. I just took Askarov. I think he's the last viable goalie.
I'm not happy. Not happy about that. I'll be honest. Because I was going to, but now I'm in purgatory. So I'm not going to take a goalie because it's just no sense in it. I'm going to take Fantilli. I have 0 right now, and I'll grab Svechnikov and just play the little Svechnikov Jarvis thing.
All right,
that's fun.
Thank God. The Homer draft, I get Cutter. It would not have been fair if I did not get Cutter.
I do feel like you're secretly a Ducks fan. Like you don't even care about the Sabres. You own a Ducks jersey, don't you?
Yeah, I have a Montour jersey, and I'll probably have a Cutter jersey before it's all said and done.
Yeah, God.
Noah, we talked about San Jose. I think it was the second team, and I did a little spiel about Askarov there. So it was literally like right at the beginning of when I share my Excel.
And to summarize, I think the main point is he seems like a very viable best puck playoff goalie because they'll give him a lot of starts towards the end of the year, and I agree.
Yeah, yep, that was the argument.
Yeah, I mean, if you're drafting Carter Hart right now, I mean, it just feels like you're setting yourself up for a potential very big 0. Hold on. Idea.
Where did I just take Bedard and Michkov? I took Bedard at 47 and Michkov at 50. Rabona got Bedard at 55 and Michkov at 66.
Yeah.
That is this is just the slappiest of slappy lobbies that means.
I think that obviously that's good. I think Michkov will continue to climb. Bedard feels like he's going to end up in that 60-65 range. I think that really is where, when it's all said and done, he's going to be. People just do not want to click the button. He falls every draft, it feels like. So yeah. Where are we at? So yeah, I have McKinnon, Thompson, Fantilli. I have the Fantilli, Marchenko, Werenski. The Columbus Blue Jackets are actually good, and none of that was a mirage last season scenario. Thompson and Tuck, the power play gets there scenario. Jarvis and Svechnikov. I mean, who the heck knows what Carolina's lines are going to be? So why not? Tom Wilson, Hill, Stolars. Goalie's going to really not be good. Don't love that. We're gonna find out though. We are going to find out what goalie's going to look like.
We didn't even get to celebrate Noah's homerific team. Caulfield with Noah Dobson. He's celebrating Noah Dobson at pick 129. I'm pretty sure Dobson's ADP is before pick 100.
It is like 98.
this lobby just
It's just
putting guys on the slide.
it is
All
so
right,
hard to click on him right now, and I do understand why you do it, but
oh. Should we just do this view? I don't know. Could the split screen for the early draft, I think, makes sense. I don't know what the people think. Like, this is a much more standard, like best puck product, or yeah, like underdog draft production. I don't know. I don't know what to think is better for the viewers. I don't know what people are watching this on, but because when I share the board the other way, it doesn't show the team name. So like you can only see the bottom, 6 rows or whatever.
damn it.
So, oh shit, I'm on the clock.
There goes Chikrin.
Oh, bye-bye, Chikrin. That's unfortunate. I did not see that was even a possibility for me.
Guess I wasn't getting him anyways.
I certainly would have taken him because I'm gonna draft Miro here.
Fuck.
Do you even have a star?
No, I just
No.
wanted the defenseman at this rate. I felt very. I kind of want Monahan, but I really don't want 4 centers on this build. I feel like I need a lot elsewhere. So, man, I really don't like much here at the top of the board.
Let's get slapified.
All right. Well, then I take Eric Carlson, and I will take Charlie McAvoy.
All right,
And then I will see what I can stack around them. Finish up defense right there.
If GA does not take Steve Buiam here, I'm banning him from the Discord.
GA, it's your call.
Kaprizov, Boldy.
Oh, he took Monahan.
All right, you're out of here.
Yeah, hate to see it. Another one down the pipe. Wow. Even Mers Lincolns is getting drafted at 148. It's really gone off the rails.
Yeah. DJ's sitting here like,
who even cares?
Does anyone else need another goalie here? Is there a way to?
I have measure. You're just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I am very much considering drafting 2 goalies with my last 2 picks.
There are 5 teams that still need a goalie.
I don't love it. There are 4 teams.
There are 4 teams that now need another goalie. Your options: Jet Greaves, Freddie Anderson, Sam Ersson, Cal Pickard, Cam Talbot, Grubauer, Lankinen, Lindgren, Wedgwood, Vladar. Gun to head, I think my options here are Lankinen and Talbot, but I mean, good luck because woof.
Don't love much of anything here. We'll end up with I think I end up with 4. I think I end up with one of the guys you're kind of alluding to right now as far as a goalie that takes the net from another, and that seems conceivable. And then I don't know, but
Noah, do we think 5 centers is viable? I can pull up a 5 center team I drafted the other day for comparison.
Seems about right there if you're going to do it.
Yeah, you could certainly survive on Bouchard, Dobson at defense. You would definitely, would you definitely stop? You have Brady Tkachuk, like the ultimate floor candidate at wing. Jesus Christ, stop default. Oh my God, stop making picks, people.
You're almost up.
Fuck this. You know what, Noah? The people do not want me to talk about your team. So,
you hate to see it.
I think 5 centers is actually viable in this format. No problem. With the extra flex, everything's on the table, in my opinion, for sharp drafters.
God, I can't even get Morgan fucking Geeky.
Well, I thought you were mad about Morgan Riley. God.
No, I don't need a defenseman. I know. I just wanted to stack something with one of my defensemen, and I thought I could get Morgan Geeky to go with McAvoy.
I don't even know what I need here.
something.
I guess.
You need something good. You need a player that's good at hockey.
Tell me something good. Go bang
Yeah,
bang. Donato.
McMichael was one of note that I was thinking about.
I'm just gonna go full on slappy idiot brain and just take my guys. Ryan Donato, come on down. I do not think I'm missing out on any defenseman I can't live without. So unless you feel the need to take Evander Kane, I'm going to be taking Mr. Evander Kane here. Number one.
You already know I'm grabbing Sam Harrison. Obviously, he's the only probable starting goalie.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
we're so back. We are the most back we've ever been.
And Lehkonen to go with McKinnon, and then I can get a goalie with the last pick if I so choose.
Evander Kane traded to hometown team. Oh, it's beautiful. He's going to be so fantasy friendly out there. Him and Phil Hedl tearing up the league. It'll be a masterclass. That means I need a goalie still. There are certainly options. My comfy clicks, Clark Zellweger. I like Gostisbehere. I think Ekblad's on the table. Vince Dunn, we talked about. We've talked about some of these guys. No one that I'm really excited to draft, but I would also definitely take Colton Parayko.
All right. I think I'm going to get together a list of. I'm going to try to get 7 goalies together to discuss.
Oh shit!
We'll see if any of them go first.
Oh boy.
Oh
God. Oh no.
I have 5 right now in my queue that I'm thinking about.
Boy.
You know what? I'm going to make it 6 because who cares? Life's short. And then
what are your options?
Okay.
I think the people
My
are just
7 goalies
flying off the board here.
My 7 goalies with 12 picks to go, and I don't know how many are going to get picked. I'm just going to go in the order I queued them. Are Wedgwood, thinking basically that Blackwood's bad. Hofer, thinking that Bennington is not going to make it through the whole season or something. Nedeljkovic, fading Askarov, saying that they don't give the prospect the run he deserves or whatever. Carter Hart was not one of them. I mean, I guess in theory he could come back, but Alex Lyon, assuming that I've already drafted Sabres, maybe it's Lyon that actually steals the net. Freddie Anderson, because he's old and I'm not going to take him, but we can discuss. Jesper Wallstead, the prospect. And finally, the guy that I'm actually really thinking about is Artur, I believe it's Slovis is exactly how you say it, without any issues at all, and no one's going to complain.
Right.
Artur Shilovs.
Yeah, I think Shilovs is definitely viable. I mean, you're definitely banking on them trading Jari at some point.
Yeah. I really think I'm down to Lyon and Shilovs. I don't think I'm clicking Wedgwood. I just don't think he's any good. I don't think I'm clicking Freddie because he's 152. I'm not clicking on Wallstead. I'm not clicking on Nedeljkovic. Hofer, Lyon, and Shilovs, I think, are my final 3. And I feel like the bet on Buffalo is the only thing keeping me from clicking Shilovs. It's really not even Hofer either. They're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
I do think that there's reason to believe in Lyon. But I think I'm going to click on Shilovs and just say that they trade Jari. Unless I guess if he's stealing from me.
No, yeah. That's my ambition here. I don't know. Is there any reason to take one over the other? Let's just grab Zellweger. Whatever.
I mean, yeah.
My 148% drafted Olin Zellweger lives on.
You know what? I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna grab Alex Lyon. The bet on the Sabres.
Oh, he's going full Saber slappy.
I picked him, so it should have worked. But
yep.
He is in my queue anyways. I'm just gonna do it. I feel like It's
This is the
debatable.
team.
But like, why not just say, like, I'm betting on Buffalo being halfway decent. Why not just go all the way? Why not just say, screw it? I'm taking the goalie. I'm doing the whole damn thing.
I
Lion
mean,
gets the net.
you have 4 goalies. That is definitely something someone could say about your team.
That is allowed.
Okay, so it looks like you went 3-6-3-4. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is what I have done. Do you want me to read off my team, or do you want to read off your team? It's your call. Or do you want to read off my team?
You have McKinnon, Tage, Fantilli. Certainly a cromulent center room, if I had to say so myself.
Good word.
Marchenko, Jarvis, Tuck, Wilson, Svechnikov, Lehkonen. I think I would have drafted a 7th wing, in all honesty. Werenski, Carlson, McAvoy, Aiden Hill, Stolars, Ersson, Lyon. Because my thinking is if Aiden Hill and Stolars aren't enough, I mean, you're probably done anyway.
Yeah.
Like, is Lyon really helping you if Sam Ersson can't help you? Like, it just feels
I feel
feels like you were
so.
papering over a problem that you kind of talked into existence, but that didn't actually exist.
I mean, I'm taking 2 darts at 2 guys that have some level of upside because they have some ability to take the net for 2 teams
Yeah.
that are probably pretty bad. And it's like if one of them does it, you're fine. I mean, my alternatives at wing, there were some, but again, it was like, what am I clicking? Keeper Sherwood? Not sure if we
Yeah, I
mentioned this
mean,
Keeper Sherwood guy.
yeah, we have talked about him. Yeah, to me, it's more just like if you strike lightning in a bottle with Lyon or Airson, you still need them to outscore Eden Hill and Anthony Stolars, who you spent top 100 picks on and who are perfectly fine. Like, it's not like you picked one goalie who exists and then 3 backups. Like, you picked 2 starters, a third probable starter, and then you were just like, all right, I'm going to take I don't even know what to call him. Is he the 3rd string? Is he the backup? But like in Buffalo, like it just
I mean,
seems like that problem.
I think he's at least the backup.
I mean, sure, Devin Levi just no longer exists, I guess, like in their
Well,
plans. But I
maybe he
mean, just
doesn't.
think of if Kirill Marchenko is your best wing, I struggle to see the upside in this wing room. Like
It definitely has a lot of hope, but not a lot of feeling good.
well, like there's not even like I don't even know what the upside case is for any of these wingers. Like if you had taken, Cutter and if Michael Misa was a wing, guys like that who are like, oh well, clearly they could be, top 10 type wings in
Well,
fantasy one day, and like
you're
this
just
year's the
not
year they're gonna do it,
you're
then
not
sure,
seeing
maybe.
the full picture. You're not seeing the
Okay.
full picture,
All
and that's
right.
fine.
All right. All
Are we
right. That
doing
that
one
is
more draft, or are
totally
we getting
fine.
out of here though? Because we
Uh
need 3.
I will join the lobby. I can't stream it though. I gotta go.
Okay,
I gotta go feed the foster cat.
still
So
have it, huh? Yeah, read your
yep.
team. I will also
we
join it.
we filed the complaint to the authorities to find her sister, but her original owner will take her back the Saturday before your wedding. So we're gonna drive her to Reading,
Need
and
one.
drop her off. Hopefully, I don't think I'll make it in time, but I'll try. And then I'll go over my team quick before we shut it down. But anyway, yeah, we have her for at least another week and a half. We're going to be moving her to the guest room instead of the bathroom basement. So a big move for her coming up. And yes, I'm in
Hey,
the
you
lobby.
made it.
Um,
If you get the 101 or
I,
102, you got neither. I got 3.
no boy, what did I get? The 11. Okay, my team and the team we just drafted: McDavid, Bedard, Mason McTavish, J-Rob, Ovi, Michkov, Batherson, Cutter, Donato, Evander Kane. Defense, Jake Sanderson, Miro, Zellweger.
Yeah.
And in net, I have Olmark, Decord, and Askarov. I really like this team. I think defense is obviously the weak link, but I think defense should be the weak link on your teams with the extra flex and whatnot. I think it even further deprioritizes defensive upside, because the extra flex means the extra points, and I think I'll commit to having a post before the end of next weekend about what the scoring looks like on a weekly basis. the differences between the 1 flex and the 2 flex like scoring, because it is pretty interesting, but I'm not prepared to talk about it yet. So that's to come. But yeah, in general, I'm very happy with this team. And I think I could have even gone a fourth center if I wanted, but I really liked having Donato and Kane as my last two forward selections. All right. I think we should wrap it up unless you want to stay alive through this draft or whatever. But
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna draft by myself right now.
right.
We're in the next lobby. Join us. I just drafted 3rd overall Austin Matthews because I'm not afraid of no ghost.
You shouldn't be. All right. I do not know what the weekend looks like. Obviously, DJ is going to get busier and busier. I probably should work on writing something before I think of solo streaming anything, in all honesty, because, I don't necessarily think my solo streams would be all that interesting, and I think I actually provide value.
Sunday could probably work.
Okay.
I think Sunday could probably work.
Yeah.
We could get to all drafting. I'll title that. I'll say, no, I will title it, do not draft any NHL best puck before you watch this.
Yep.
And then I will take a goofy picture and post it, and then everyone will stop what they're doing, wait until we go live. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, so we'll be back on Sunday then to do some more drafts. And yeah, if you want to know when if you're thinking throughout the day or whatever, you want to know when the lobby's about to be full, almost every time a lobby gets to 3, 2, 1 left to draft, it's in a Discord. So the One Escape Pod Discord for sure, but also Pete's Deposit Kingdom Discord. There's a Badge Bros thread in there that you should be checking out. So yeah, that is a good way to stay apprised as to when a draft is about to start and get you on in there without sitting in the lobby for 3 hours and then missing the draft because you missed notification and whatnot. So that's a good way to sort of cheat the system. But all right, that'll do it for us. Thank you all for hanging out, and best of luck in the draft streets. We'll talk soon. See ya.